Basic means that he does nothing that nobody doesn't see with the naked eye. You know what I mean? That's what a basic fighter does.
Management made that happen for you. Management did a good fucking job with that.
I made it happen.
You know what I mean? Like, passed down from his father, he's a tough cookie. You know what I mean? So he don't have to have the most skill.
Only a few people know who Tszyu truly is, and Tony Harrison wasn't one of them. So he talked so much trash.
Who you've beaten or haven't beaten, or
Look,
them saying
I
that
understand fighting for 4 belts is the Super Bowl. It's
Thank you! Tony Harrison, a former WBC middleweight champion, experienced in so many fights, having a solid record of 29 wins, 3 losses, and a draw, is vicious and dangerous. The American is that kind of a boxer you call a fighter, always ready to knock out his opponents. 21 out of 29 of his wins were by knockouts. Next up, he was to fight for the vacant WBO junior middleweight interim title against Tszyu. Harrison was full of confidence and pride. He was sure he would destroy Tszyu, but little did he know about the man he was going to face.
He just shows me nothing a high level of skill of a setup for a high level skill fighter.
Tszyu, the #1 ranked WBO world super welterweight boxer, undefeated 21-0 with 15 knockouts, is an Australian-born boxer. Rare talent, high ability, a great skill set, and stamina like that of a horse. Originating from a heritage where respect and discipline are held high, so the utter disrespect from Tony Harrison shocked Tszyu.
Shock.
And with that, he was done with all the talk and ready for action. Because when it comes to boxing, the gloves do all the talking.
I'm a diamond in the rough.
Can they mimic you? Because he seems very confident.
Enough said, it was time for battle. On the night of March 12, 2023, in the ring at Kudos Bank Arena, Sydney Olympic Park, a hunt broke out inside the ring for the ultimate prize. Who would become the next WBO junior middleweight champion?
Tszyu, Tony Harrison. This one is high risk, high reward. This is round 1, and it's Harrison in the red trunk, Tszyu in the blue.
Now that's what you want to get on right away if you're Harrison. That jab, throw that jab, put that jab in his face. Upstairs, downstairs. Don't let Tszyu think.
And continues to stab Tszyu to the stomach with the jab, going up and down with the stick.
Round 1. With the sound of the bell, both boxers went under surveillance mode. Neither wanted to risk a first attack and receive a counterblow to the face that might easily disbalance them. Moving in unison like a dance, both boxers evaluated each other's strong and weak points. Harrison started throwing a few jabs aiming for the body. Tszyu kept his defense tight and kept evaluating his opponent. This took Harrison to the ropes, and then Tszyu felt he had cornered his prey. Then came the punches. His analysis was done, and he was ready to start his offensive moves.
See, in round 1, all Tony gonna do is just continue to jab. So now, Tim just gotta start picking up his pressure and start picking up more punches. So it'll get more active right now.
Harrison likes to take a step back and throw that counter right. Harrison blocked it though with the right hand.
Harrison not using a lot of lateral movement because he doesn't need to.
Second round. Entering back into the ring for the next round, Tszyu quickly took Harrison to the spot he left him, the rope. Harrison, might have preferred being there rather than in the middle of the ring, as he relied on his left hand to strike Tszyu. Now it was a chess game of contact in play. As a lot of analysis was being done, few strikes were made and punches were calculated. But even with the few exchanges of strikes, Tszyu seemed to have gained dominance of the match as he started to dictate the flow.
That lateral movement was his problem.
Well, you said that you thought Tszyu would pick up the pressure, and it seemed like he did.
Yeah, and Jermell has a good point there because Harrison is pulling straight back. He's not using the lateral movements, making it more difficult for Tszyu.
Step over.
Here's a right over the top by Tszyu.
And Tony's jab starting to mark his face up.
And you know how you take that jab away is by throwing your own jab. Tszyu having a little bit more, success with his own jab. and even better, following it up with the right hand and in the three-piece.
Third round. The match became too strategic and kind of boring as fans expected a brawl, especially from the fighter-like boxer Harrison, but instead we witnessed him taking for the ropes again like some amateur boxer. Tszyu kept connecting calculatingly and brilliantly, while keeping his guard up to prevent any sort of counter. No matter what Harrison tried, he was met by a brick wall of Tszyu, and unfortunately, punches wouldn't help. Suddenly, a right hand by Tszyu connected so well, it made Harrison stagger, which was the prime opening for him to rain down punches. Restored by a hug and the referee, Harrison resumed the bout, but he was still cornered and Tszyu got a couple of right hands and a fearsome left hook to the head before Harrison got saved by the bell.
Tony Harrison, ranked number 4. Tszyu, number 1 contender, the winner.
Oh, I don't want to get hit with the hard shot, so now it's time. They're going to take it up now.
Against the ropes, there's the right hand that lands for Tszyu. Tszyu trying to keep Harrison on the ropes. There's the right uppercut. And again, you see Tszyu applying the pressure.
Yeah, if you're Harrison, you don't want to fight Tszyu toe-to-toe.
There's the right hand.
Fourth round. Harrison tried to balance the battle, but his approach was weak and his tactics were poor. For a self-declaimed skilled boxer, Harrison looked somewhat like an injured man in need of help. Tszyu, who had conducted his full analysis, got it right and was in full charge of the fight. Fifth round. As usual, Harrison retreated to the ropes almost immediately. While against them, he received a right combination straight to the jaw. Now the audience was enjoying what they were seeing. Tszyu became more ruthless, leaving no breathing room for Harrison to recollect himself. Harrison tried to throw some random punches, but to no avail. His movements were already calculated and analyzed. For a boxer who claimed to be highly skilled, he looked like a handicapped fighter. Tszyu kept setting traps and welcoming Harrison with devastating right-hand jabs to the body, wreaking havoc on the American. Sixth round. Same as the previous rounds, Harrison to the ropes and Tszyu hitting big shots. Unable to get a way out from the pressure, Harrison now looked overwhelmed and out of strategy to break down his opponent. He was a shadow of himself and a direct opposite of all he said before the match. With more punches from Tszyu hitting its target, it was now a survival fight for Harrison. He couldn't do anything but just endure.
In Kudos Bank Arena, Tony Harrison, Tszyu. Ooh, there's a left hook.
They both kind of hooked each other right there.
You know, I know when you look at what you've seen out of Tszyu, is this what you were expecting when you were training for him, or anything different? There's the jab and then followed with the right hand. Double jab by Harrison as he...
Seventh round. After all Harrison had said, it now looked as though karma was coming. He was the recipient of the hits, and the unskilled fighter was looking basic. The intensity of Tszyu's offense grew with each passing second. Now the question was, how long could Harrison survive this match? Now Tszyu was tired of playing with his prey. He wanted to go for the kill at this point. Eighth round. Harrison didn't care to strike as much anymore. He was more concerned about his movements to reduce Tszyu's intensity and create an opening for himself. But then his movements didn't stress Tszyu. The Australian Maverick kept hitting his target on the body and in the face. Left hand to the body, right hand to the head. Tszyu orchestrated an easy offensive path to his victory, which now seemed close. Harrison was just like the Walking Dead. He could barely stand on his feet.
Tszyu has talked about, this is a legacy fight for me. I want big fights. And Abner, talk to me about what this does for Tszyu from an experience standpoint. What does this do for Tszyu, considering he wants to fight this guy who is with us tonight, the Undisputed King?
I mean, pretty much, give him a little bit of his own medicine, because Harrison came in here saying, hey, you never fought anyone like me. You never fought anyone, period.
Harrison, 7-3-1. He's got one knockout. Tszyu unbeaten.
Ninth round. Almost immediately from the start of the round, Harrison was greeted with a strong right hand to the head, but he recovered and surprisingly stepped out of the ropes and moved to the center of the ring, now getting a few punches on Tszyu. But that wasn't still good enough. A powerful right hand from Tszyu neutralized Harrison's flashes of offense, opening the gateway to a rain of punches to the body and the head, forcing Harrison to go back to the ropes. Now, like a training match, Tszyu is having fun with Harrison's head, as though it was his punching bag. With no guard up, Tszyu switched to uppercuts, body shots, left hooks. The ring turned into a slaughterhouse. It was clear Tszyu had won it, but when was the question? When would Harrison fall? As the assault continued, Tszyu smoothly connected with a strong right hook that was enough to bring down Harrison. At that moment, the ref stopped the fight and began the count.
Tszyu backs him to the ropes. Here's a left hook.
No movement, no holding.
Double uppercut by Tszyu. He's looking to stop Tony Harrison and drops him.
7, 8, come here. Look there. Look there. No.
And he gets the stoppage.
He predicted that, and he did it. Wow, 9th round.
Harrison, clearly not knowing where he was in the ring, finally got up at the count of 8, but it was just his ego telling him to get up. He wasn't fit. The ref asked Harrison to work from side to side to see if he was fit enough to continue, but he was down and out. His spirit was low, confidence gone, and pride broke. Tszyu wins the WBO junior middleweight title by TKO. After all the trash talk, the arrogant Tony Harrison just got humbled by the calmer Tszyu. Since this match, Harrison has never stepped into a ring again. Do you think Harrison lost because he underestimated Tszyu, or was the trash talk part of the tactics? Let us know in the comments below. Kindly show your support by liking and subscribing to the channel. Stay tuned for more amazing boxing content coming your way. Hit that notification bell. Until next time, keep fighting.